Hey Bulldog fans, welcome into the first summer edition of the Samford Sports Wrap-Up presented by Alabama Power. I'm John McAfoose today, happy to be joined by new head baseball coach Tony David. Tony, appreciate you being here and congratulations on being named the new head baseball coach.
Thanks, man. I'm excited about it. It's been a chaotic, crazy summer that started with a return to a regional and then got even crazier.
Well, you've already been at Samford 17 years, so it's clear that this place is pretty special to you. Just kind of walk us through the process from your perspective when you first found out that maybe Casey might be looking to move on, and then what your reaction was when Martin told you that the program would be handed off to you.
Yeah, you know, it was one of those deals where it was kind of the worst kept secret in baseball for several weeks. But that's been the case a number of times over the years. And, you know, for us as a coach and a man and a father and a husband, you know, we'd been down this rumor mill road before here. So as it got closer and closer, you knew this was more of a real situation. But I'll remember forever when Martin told me over the phone, if this does finally happen, you know, we'll name you immediately and just go on from there.
Well, let's talk about the continuity in your staff as well, because Tyler Shrout is sticking around, Brad Moss is sticking around. So Shrout's now the associate head coach. Brad Moss is elevated to a full-time assistant coach. How important is it for you to have that continuity?
Well, you know, we've talked about it all the time over the years. There's a lot of reasons that have gone into our success and what we have done here in our process and development and all that other stuff, but continuity is a huge part of that. And in 17 years, we'd only had one staff change, and that was a pitching coach switch with Coach Phil Bonner, who was great for us in the early years, and then Coach Shrout came in. So even now with the head coaching change, it's just one more staff change. You know, when talking in the weeks leading up to this with Martin Newton and Bo Kerr about it, you know, that was my charge with them. We need to do everything we can to make sure that Coach Shrout is still the pitching coach here this year. And administration stepped up and did a great job to make that happen because I'll put Coach Shrout up with anybody in the country in terms of developing pitchers and making guys better for year to year. And then talent evaluation. You know, we all know what we bring to the table there and can trust in that regard that those guys can go out and say, this guy can help us win, help us get to the next level. And having them in here and being able to hit the ground running in the college baseball world that exists in the summer of 2021 is critical.
And I know you're working on filling out the rest of your staff as well. Just give us a little bit of an update on where you're at with that.
Yeah, we'll hopefully make it official soon, but in the process of finalizing our volunteer spot, our director of baseball operations spot, we're going to have a director of player personnel. All three guys, once finalized, are going to be impact guys, pro guys, former players here at Samford that had an impact here, big leaguers. We want to surround our guys with people that can help them get better, the people that fit the mission of Samford University, and the people that are going to go from year to year, being able to make sure these guys develop as players, but also to say, hey, look, we want guys that are talented. We want guys that are going to help us win baseball games. But we want the kind of talent that they think the next level is possible. We've had 28 guys drafted in the last 9 or 10 drafts. We know you can do that here. And so it's nice to have those guys around. The player personnel guy is going to be a former big leaguer that we'll announce soon, to look at him and say, hey, you played in the major leagues for 10 plus years and, you know, help me get to that next level. So, you know, I think that's critical for them. And they played there, you know, and for us, in our league, you know, it's a top 10 league, and we've been one of the top 2 teams in the league for a long time, and there's something to be said for coming into a program with that type of coaching staff to where you can hopefully help keep us at the top and then some and not try to have to start at the bottom in another place.
You mentioned this briefly, but kind of just a crazy landscape in college athletics in general with the transfer portal. You've got immediate eligibility. Now you've got name, image, and likeness. So talk about navigating some of those obstacles because that can be a challenge, especially at the mid-major level.
Right. So there's a lot of things that are pluses when you've been in the college world for 18 years and been at the same place for 17 of those years. So familiarity on campus, relationships across campus, all of that is critical. But then you add in the new variables, and there's nothing like the transfer portal and that stuff to punch you in the face right when you get going. So it's crazy. You're talking about over 2,000 Division I guys, well over 3,000 total in the baseball portal. I'm not sure what the creators exactly had in mind for this, but I know it's not this. And so it's, you know, we've had to be targeted with what we've done. We've sat down as a staff to be organized, because now you have to take care of this incoming roster that's coming to campus in 5 or 6 weeks, while also always in the recruiting world keeping in mind what's next. So we've divided up the duties to have, be focused. This guy's focused on the incoming guys, you're focused on the next group, and then another one that's doing a little bit of both to try to, you have to be able to be multiple in terms of going in different directions and handling different things as they come up. It has added another variable or 50 in this equation, that's for sure, but it's just another challenge you just have to meet and overcome.
Well, another successful season last year, obviously, but it's going to be a pretty different looking team this coming year. Who are some of the young guys that you're excited about taking a big step forward?
Well, piggybacking off of the whole transfer portal talk, we wanted to keep every one of our players, but the transfer portal is a new thing, and there's over 2,000 in there for a reason. So we were ecstatic to keep our young guys. That's for sure. And Colton Ledbetter is a difference maker. That's going to be a really good pick out of here in a couple of years. And Jacob Cravier, the first two right off the gate. Jake is going to be one of the top SoCon pitchers in the league this year. And if he continues to develop like our pitchers have over the years here under Coach Shrout, he's going to be a really good pick in a couple of years. But we signed the 2020 class to come in last year and be the guys. They had their senior seasons cut short by COVID. They had their freshman seasons a little jumbled because of the overlap of those older guys. And so they got a regional appearance out of it. A lot of them had good playing time. Garrett Howe's another one. So I called those guys, I think every one of them, hopefully right afterwards, and said, this is your time. We thought your time was going to be last year, but it's going to be this year. So come in, be ready, because we're going to need your group to be ready to go.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to it. Appreciate your time, and again, congratulations.
All right, thank you.
It's head coach Tony David. I'm John McAfee. That'll do it for this edition of the Samford Sports Wrap-Up, presented by Alabama Power.